Charmaine, and my guest today is a vocal powerhouse who has been featured on projects with such artists as Ja Rule, Tupac, Missy Elliott, and Fabulous. And she's here today to talk about her new reality show, R&B Divas LA. Help me welcome Lil Mo to the show. How you doing, lady?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good, girl. You got a brand new reality show. We got the Atlanta sisters. Now we got the LA ladies happening. We want to talk about the wonderful show. So congratulations, first off, on the new show.
Thank you so much. This is a great platform, and I'm so excited. I'm hyped. Everybody hyped. I just got a picture of a billboard that's out in LA of the show with all our pictures on it. And I just started sending it to all my family and friends. I don't post it on Instagram. So, Paul, I need you to just calm down.
Look, I know that's right. You on billboards and everything now. That is the bomb. Yep. So I want to know because with you being from the East Coast, did you live on the East Coast, and did they ask you to be a part of R&B Divas LA, and then you had to move to the West Coast? How did this opportunity unfold for you?
I mean, they called and they were like, was I interested on coming to the West Coast to do the show? I was like, yeah, because ironically, I was talking to my husband about going out West, because I was like, a lot of things are really popping off out West, like far as TV, and I just thought that was like a good move. And so when the opportunity presented itself at a great time, I was just like, yeah, we here. So it was just perfect timing with everything. When they initially called me, it was like the end of 2012. So I was, looking to reappear magically anyway into the industry some kind of way after the birth of my fourth child. And this is like a great way to introduce him to the world, my family to the world, and myself back to the world. So it is with divine ordination and time, and everything just fell into place.
Can I get an amen on that? When you said divine, amen.
Yes. Everything, it has to be decent and in order and divine. That's all I believe in.
Amen.
Everything is the right timing. Whether good or bad, it's all about timing.
And that's true, because all things work together for the good of them who love God and who are called according to his purpose. So no matter what it is, it's all going to work together for your good. And speaking of, since this has become a family affair, now do all the family members get checks? Who's appearing on TV? It's a business thing. I know that's right.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, that's the way it has to be. And I don't understand how someone would have their family out there working or being a part of something and then not getting paid for it. Like, that would be selfish. And that's just good business. And so, but they were like, yeah, this is what your family will get. This is what you'll get. And this is, what we'll take care of. I was excited. I was just like, yeah, I mean, my kids love TV, and for them to be on it and to get paid for it, who wouldn't? Like, let's be real.
Now, so you could set the baby up with a college fund because he's appearing on television. He can have a college fund set up.
That's the way it has to be.
I know that's right.
It's time for them. They got their shots. It's time for them to get to work while it's day. Hello?
I know. Okay, Mom, look, you are a business mother. I know that's right. Now, my next question for you, what even made you say yes to a reality show? Did you know the ladies beforehand, or did they just tell you who they were considering to be a part of the show, and you were like,
no, we didn't know who was going to be a part of it beforehand. Like, they told us, this is the date we need y'all to be here, and you're going to meet your other castmates. And it was a lot of speculation. A lot of blogs were writing up of who they thought it would be. And I would ask, I said, is this person? They were like, can't tell you, but they was like, just a heads up. No, that's not who we picked. I was like, okay. So when I got to the initial meeting with the production company, as well as the programmer from the network and the other divas, I was just like, oh, wow. Like, I had a feeling Kelly Price was going to be on it just because I know that she's cool with all the Atlanta divas. And I mean, she's a diva. So, she really wasn't a shock, but the other women were a shock because I've worked with Shantae. That was like the early 2000s. I've never met MICHELL'E, never met Dawn Robinson before. And I partied with Claudette Coco at SWB's 40th birthday party. So I hadn't seen her in a while. So it was just like really a good way to kick it off. I think anticipating and just wondering who everybody else is and what it's going to give gives you a free way to just go with an open mouth. It's almost like how they do a jury selection. You don't know who everybody else is going to be, and you don't know. It just gives you a clear mind and a clear conscience on how to deal with certain situations, especially with people that you've heard of and you respect, but you really don't know. And then, you just live life with them. So it was a fun experience.
So tell us about the show and plus your experience, especially this being your first reality show. You hadn't met who was going to
Yeah,
be on the show yet. And we all
yeah,
have our preconceived notions on how a reality show is created. So I wanted to know, when you went
yeah.
into this whole reality show thing, was it what you expected it to be?
Yeah, I did my homework before I even decided to sign on. I mean, because even when they call you, you still have time to say yay or nay. Even when you get your contract, and before you sign, you still have time to say yay or nay. They ask you a series of questions and things, because mainly with this kind of show, it's like, well, what kind of story do you want to put out there? This is really totally different from the other shows where it's a whole bunch of people that we've never heard of or seen before, and they just become stars overnight just because they're somebody's wife or somebody's baby mother or somebody's jump off or somebody's they do somebody hair. Like, we are a part of the entertainment system, that we've written songs that have changed people's lives, that have, helped people through marriages, that maybe even got some people divorced. So just the fact that we had I would say national recognition before the show came along, this was just a whole nother platform to set us all apart. So, they just ask you, what story do you want to put out there? Because once it's on tape, you can't say, oh, you got me looking bad. No, if you looking bad, that's on you. Nobody tells you what to do or what to say. They just don't let you, just sit somewhere and just be invisible. But if you want to be invisible, then that's on you as well. But, you just have to basically sell your story, your life, whether it be infidelity, infertility, incontinence, whatever your story is you want to put out there, then you got to sell it, because this is TV. This is not radio where it's theater of the mind. This is your mind in the theater. So you got to put on a daggone show, not a production where, where it's like, we get to rehearse. You don't get another take. It's really almost as if, this is how I feel like life is anyway. So I'm being recorded, I'm being watched, and I'm being judged, I'm being talked about, I'm being dealt with, I'm being handled, sometimes mistreated. But at the end of the day, this is what made my story, and so I get to share that with the world and make money off it. Hey,
I know that's right. Now,
yeah.
Now your show, do you all get a chance to get out and go hang out together, or is it going to be different stories told of each woman's story?
Different stories. Everybody has like different walks of life and stuff like that. So there are times we hang out. Like, I know we go on one of the episodes. We went to Vegas. So you shoot we shot for 9 weeks, and you shoot 144 hours worth of film, and they edit it down to be like 44 minutes to an hour. So it, that's what the episode will be. So half the stuff I totally forgot, but I know we did some hanging out, we did some eating, we did a couple of drinks. We had real life fun, because a lot of people, the misconception is people think just because we're R&B and we're divas, all we do is sing all day. So you're going to get some singing, but you'll get the real life. You'll see my interaction with each diva, with my children, with people on the outside, just with everything, like stuff that really happened. The only thing you probably won't see is me getting a sewing, which I'm actually getting, like right now as I'm talking to you, I'm getting my weave snatched from a facade, because I'm heading to Essence, and I'm not going out there faking.
I know, that's right.
Yep, I ain't playing.
That's an exclusive, y'all.
Yep.
So how did you and all the other ladies get along? Did you guys get along? Was there any type of drama? Did all the personalities gel? Did you have chemistry?
Because I don't know how to go to edit it. All I know is when I saw the first commercial, the announcer said all hell's gonna break loose. So that's all I can say for right now. Is I can't wait to see what they got. I can assure you this: it's not gonna be no bottle throwing, unless that happened when I wasn't there. But we wasn't allowed to do any of that. They pretty much asked each lady to just be respectful of your property, of your brand, and of your image, and be conscious of whatever you put out there. So if you want to be a bottle thrower, don't get mad when people judge you and you try to say sorry. Be careful of the drama you bring to the table, because people are watching, and if you're always known as the troublemaker, that's what you're going to get back from the people. So you just want to, just be conscious of everything. And I was very conscious of that, so much so that my makeup artist and my hairstylist, they lived with me, because I wanted to make sure I was at least cute every day.
Okay. I know that's right. So are all the divas going to be down at the Essence Festival promoting the show?
I believe so. I'm not sure, because I'm on the East Coast. I have shows out here. See, they're still in L.A. I go back to L.A. I leave Sunday night, whichever day. But I know that we have like a divas panel, and I'm like so excited. I haven't been to Essence since 2005. So this is like me coming back like full force with, TVOne and the TV show and just everything that's been going on in my life. So I'm going to be at the Superdome. I'm actually going to have some stage time because I get to talk about divas in front of the audience. And this is a big weekend as well because they got Beyonce closing out the week. So, all the saints going to be there to see Bishop Beyonce. Hello, because they love Queen Bee.
And that is the truth. That is the truth.
Yep.
Now, how is your reality show different from all the other reality shows that are out there? And what is the difference between yours and R&B Divas Atlanta?
It's a big difference. I mean, the overall look, I would say, like, they're wanting to tour and get back in the game. We are just like, just the whole look. It's just like, you think it's a glamorous life, but it's really, behind all the glitz and the glamour, there's some grit. There's some things that have happened in our lives that we want to get rid of. We get to tell our stories because one of the things that we did on ours is we call them the Diva Laws, what we're divas did. And so it's almost like, not like a play, but it's like a concert mixed with our stories. So it's almost like a play. No, I don't want to say play because it wasn't no stage props and, it wasn't like no Color Purple type stuff or no Tyler Perry type stuff. It was just our stories that we got to share. And it just summarizes the whole we shot for 8 weeks, so our final week was the finale, which was the 9th week, which they're going to cut it down to 8 weeks that you'll see on TV, but just to see it all come together and all make sense, I'm just like, I can't wait to see my story unfold in front of me, because at first I didn't want to share it, but then I got to. So with these other shows, the big difference is that we really have stories. Like some of these people, I'm like, where do they come from? Like, I know stuff really happens, but the way some of these shows, it just starts to look soap operatic, and it starts looking fake. Ours don't look fake at all. That's what I gotta say. They shot it with some great cameras, and we had one of the best. Sebastian shot our show. He's from Germany. When I say he had the lighting of life. So we're gonna be painted for dear life, but it just overall, I think it just looks more glamorous. But we may be a little bit more hood than them. Don't sleep. Just because we all skinny and short and stuff like that, don't mean that we can't turn up. Like, we turn up in the club. We like to have, it just seems like we have more fun. It wasn't any hidden agendas. I would hope, everybody just wants to rekindle their entertainment fire and tell their story and just share,
Now, with the LA Divas, would you all consider doing a tour together, or that never even came to the table during your show?
We have discussed it. We're just waiting for some finalization because, we have a different outlook. We like, whether we like each other or not, this is the business. You're not going to get along with everybody. Let's just get this money. So I understand there's conflict and everybody, I don't want to go on a tour with the old people. I don't want to go on a tour with somebody's going to be fighting. Child New Edition road type of tour buses. I think Boys have been did too. They still didn't stop from getting that money.
All right. That right there is the truth.
Over it. If you got kids, you just look. When you have kids, especially, I was the one with the youngest kids. My oldest is 10. My youngest will be 1 on the 10th, the actual day the show airs. So I just look at things more different. When I walk out the house, I'm like a lion that's going to get food for her cubs. I don't come back empty-handed. So anybody who's content with being empty-handed, they really can rock in my circle because I turn up.
And you sound real serious too. I'm listening to you and I can see you about to go and get it. And later in the show, we're going to talk about some of the things that you're expecting out of this reality show to come to fruition for you. But I want to go back through your career because you've been seen on some of everybody's stuff. You can sing. I mean, you're awesome soloist, and then you get on somebody's project and you just, whatever little part they give you, you just turn it out and it's so memorable. And of course, we remember you from Ja Rule. Can't Live Without You. I think I said it right. from back in the day.
I be forgetting the name of the title. I just be singing.
I Can't Let You Go. You was on Fabulous Can't Let You Go. You had everybody singing that. How did you first enter into the game? And especially I remember you first from Ja Rule. But how did you first meet up with Ja Rule and Murder Inc. and your career begin?
Well, I actually started out right when I was still in high school with my uncle John P Kee. So I started out in gospel singing.
Did you?
Background in the New Life Choir, and I toured with my uncle. And then after that, once I got of age and thought I was grown, I moved back to New York, and it basically started from there. my walk has been one different than a lot of people, because I know a lot of people have success stories and tell, like, you know, their dream come true stories and how they got signed. But I never had a demo, a manager, a resume, or anything. It was just like people just said I just talked a good game and I backed it up. So even with the show, I didn't have a IMDb page or anything. When I did radio, when I did Afternoon Drive, I didn't have an air check. Just, I guess my personality just resonated well with these programmers, and they just like, we think that you have the goods, and they tested it out, and it always comes back, you know, with something in their hands. So the fact that I'm marketable is a blessing. So that's basically how I could say I got in the game. It's just having a personality, being personable, and being marketable. So personality plus marketability equals being personable, and that's what gets you far, very far. Integrity and humility in this entertainment world, not just this music industry, because now I do TV as well as radio. So it just all balances out as long as you just stay focused, for real. Like, when I left home, I was just like, I was focused. I was like, I'm going to be a singer. I'm going to be a superstar. And to this day, everything I've set out and sought out to do, I've done. So I'm just like, man, the sky really is the limit, and I just keep on getting blessed. Because I don't know how people be finding me and just be giving me these great opportunities, but I know that has to be God, because, you know, I wasn't, you know, like, there are people like having, I was sleeping on floors and with different random people just to get on. I'm like, girl, you played yourself. That's not my testimony. I could say I've been through some tough times, but I still won't complain of everything, because God still gets the glory, and that's real. That's like in real life.
That's why you sing with so much emotion. Because I didn't know you sang with John P Kee. Did you sing on Jesus Is Real?
No, I came around Show Up.
Did you? Girl, I'll be jamming that on my station. Girl, I love John P Kee. And I'm sorry to hear about your
new album, actually.
Oh,
yeah. It's a license thing, but is that what? You are my worship, you are my praise, with my whole heart, I'll bless your name. I don't know what number it is on the CD, but yeah, I'm on that. I was like, I couldn't believe he actually, that's the last time. I can't believe my uncle actually called. He'll call me up to sing, because he don't play. Because after I had every time I have a kid, he'd be like, you trying to get on that road, ain't you? You so fast. You better make sure that diaphragm in order. And I was like, okay, Uncle Jay. So then, now when he called me to be on the song, I was like, so pumped. Oh my God. So yeah, the Life and Favor album, she on that.
Wow. I had no idea you related to him. And that's because you and Kelly, you guys have the church sound, although you're R&B divas, but there's something special, which is the anointing. I don't think that really a lot of people really understand. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, understand what it is. It's something about you. I said it's anointing. You ain't got to, you could say it's the oil, it's the anointing, same thing, destroy it, breaks the yoke. Yeah, that's all they got to say. Because a lot of people, they don't know what it is. There's something in your voice. I don't know what it is. All I can say is it's the anointing.
Your husband is a gospel artist, isn't he?
Yep, he's a gospel artist, and he's my music director. He's like, we keep so much stuff in-house and inside the family. I was just like, man, them daggone Smith, Will, and Jada, them made it, like, when you just keep everything family-based and just family-oriented. I mean, you have your ups and your downs. You're like, you make me sick. Like, why do you, it seems like you working harder for everybody than for me. But we decided to keep everything, as far as management, booking, everything is in-house. So not only is he a gospel artist, he's my manager, he's my music director, he gets on my nerves, he's my kid's father. Yeah, he does it all. I can't even complain.
Look, I'm not mad at you. It's truly a family business, like T.I. and Tiny. You know, it's truly a family business.
The family hustle.
There you go.
That's how it has to be, for real. At the end of the day, it also limits how much people, you know, with this industry, so many people steal and have ulterior motives, and they'll act like they for you, and then once money starts coming in, they'll turn their back. Like, when it comes to family stuff, you know, you just, well, yeah, family turn on you too for a coin, because what they say, Biggie said, for a couple of dollars, mama even set you up. But you know what, when you go into a wholeheartedly, and you know that, you know, as long as I'm handling legit business, I really can't wonder if somebody's going to steal from me. All I could do is have them set up if they try it. No, I'm just kidding.
But Biggie was right, though, because remember in the story of What's Love Got to Do with It, that's what Tina Turner's mama did. when she took off and
Yep.
she had left Ike and because he was buying her houses and cars and she turned her in.
Yep.
So that is so true. And I want to get back
Yep.
a little bit to your music career. And I'm not sure how, if there's any truth to this. Was there tension between you and Keisha Cole? Because I know Keisha Cole got on Twitter and did a little bit of ranting. How did you even get involved in that? Because it doesn't seem like you're involved in it. It may appear that it might
Yeah.
just be coming from her side of it.
I know people. People took a comment that I made in response to something she said, and of course people are wrong with it. I know the power and the art of manipulation and the power of persuasion, and how you can get people emotionally attached to something that you put out there that's 140 characters. I don't have any beef. I'm too grown to be beefed. I have too many children, and I'm married, and I'm happy, and I'm where God has me to be. She had made a comment about, it was the Super Bowl. Me and Michelle Williams are like, when I say we call each other state mother and apostle, diocese, like that's my friend. So if you're somebody's friend, you know how they say, don't tell me what they said about me. You tell me what you said to them when they even uttered my name. So she made a comment on Twitter, and has she kept it, if she has somebody tweeting for her, because it's a lot of celebrities, they just tweet stuff and try to delete it or try to back it up, and I'm just like, no, you just can't say everything when you're in the public, unless you're joking, or unless you're ready for the fire and the wrath that come with it. She said something about, like, Michelle was whack and this and that. I'm like, how dare you? Like, she's at the Super Bowl. That doesn't happen for many of us. Females, especially in the industry, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that Beyonce invited her, which totally, if you're invited by Beyonce, you're not supposed to be whack. So for her to say that, I was just like, who told you, what gave you that right to say, like, did you perform at the Super Bowl? Like, what gives you the right to call somebody whack? As much as I tell artists to step their game, I've never called anybody whack. Not in public, man. I know better. And so I was just like, I wanted to know who authorized it? Like, who's your publicist? Who said you can go off on other artists? Because that's not how you got in the game. You were looking up to these people. And then as much as she had praised Beyonce, then when Beyonce put out the song Bow Down, then she went back and was just like, yeah, people like something. And I was just like, girl, just get off Twitter for a minute, or just tweet pictures of your kids, tell people to buy your album, post stuff about your life. Don't worry about nobody else's, unless it's in a joking manner, because people don't know how to take you or deal with you when you come off like, yeah, that broad is whack. Like, nobody asks.
Right.
Now, I can see if they had it. It was, it's all about how you treat people, how you make them feel, because you never know. That's why one of my teachers taught me this in the 6th grade. She said, you got to be careful how you treat people, what you say about them, because you never know. You might be broke down on the side of the highway. You might think, oh, you got all this money, but don't think expensive cars don't break down. Or you might catch a flat and triple let your phone battery be dead, and that person that you went against or talked about might be the person to give you your last glass of water, your last piece of bread, or to be the one that could change your tire when you broke down. Be very careful what you put in the atmosphere. As much as I'm comedic and I'm personable and I'm fun to be around and I'm fun to be with, I realize that I don't ever intentionally go out to scar anybody. I've been through church hurt. I've been through industry hurt. I've been through it. So I know how it feels. So why would I want to inflict that on somebody?
That is so
you
true.
know? And so since then, I haven't seen her pretty much tweet anything negative, like, from there. Because I'm just like, yo, like, you doing you. You got an album out. You got a kid. You got a husband. Just push that. Why don't y'all do another show or something? You worried about somebody else? Girl, they didn't pay you. They didn't pay you for that comment. Now you know what I'm saying? And, I would hope that she didn't offend the masses, and then they shut her down, because I know a lot of people, once you go against certain camps, they just disappear, and I haven't heard much of her songs on the radio since then. Maybe I'm not listening to the right station.
I was going to say that is so true, because especially when you go against nice people in the industry, people
Exactly.
that don't cause any trouble.
Anointed. Michelle is anointed. Let's be clear. Hello, shoot. and yeah, that's why I be trying to tell people, like, people are like, I've even had to. Sometimes I'll be ready to say something, and then I'll delete it, because I'm like, no, because somebody's going to twist it and are going to make it into something that's not. So I'm glad for the opportunity to straighten my face on anything I've said. I'm like, no, I don't personally or verbally attack anyone. I correct the situation, because, I mean, I've been in this game professionally for 13 years. Once you pass the age of 30, you just like, you have no time for foolishness. It's just either get this money and go home, take care of your family, or sit at home and be bored, but you don't have to let the world know you have nothing else to do but to wonder what somebody else is doing. That's not professionalism.
And especially in this industry too, especially, when you're still trying to come up, if your last album wasn't
Yep.
as successful, you need to, match up with somebody on a tour. This business is too
Yep.
small. It is way, because everybody know
It's so
everybody.
many things. It's so many things that people don't realize. There's so many things that they could be doing in that time when they were doing something that they had no business doing. But every temptation is a way of escape. I would not have ever tweeted that. I'm just being honest. And for that, I think that as much as people are like, yeah, she going in, it cost some fans. And my girl Michelle, she was on Fella at that time. That's owned by Rock. Rock Nation bought the rights to it, and they had on tour. So that means Jay-Z is back there. Are you kidding me? Like, are you going against the powers that be? As much as, oh, that's the Illuminati. No, they're just billionaires. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? Don't you want to hang around billionaires and make sure that my life on earth, like, if I ever be about to lose something, I can call on a friend that look, child, they don't see it as I see it, though. I just pray for them now.
I know that's right. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I wanted to know, with your friends in the industry, because you've had some wonderful collaborations, how did they find you? Did they hear you on one song and say, that girl can sing, I want her on my project? Did Angie Martinez hear you on a project and say, I want her on this project? How did everybody find you?
I'm still trying to this day, I still haven't figured it out. I know I did some references when I wasn't even signed when I started going on tour with Missy Elliott. So it was just like, I guess they might have heard some references I had did when I used to write my song. Now when I write, I get other people to reference it, because there's sometimes when I used to send records that they mysteriously end up on the internet. And I'm like, oh, so you tried to just sneak and put out a single? Okay, I see. So now I get other people to reference. But when I used to write, I used to reference my song. And like one of the first calls I got was from Missy Elliott, and she was just like, yo, like, I don't even listen to demos. They know what to send me. And she was like, I listened to your reference of a song. She was like, you trying to go on tour? Like, what are you doing? I was like, yeah. She was like, well, bet. I'm going to get them to send you. Like, it just literally happened from there. It's like no way to really explain it, because it's going to seem like that doesn't happen. It especially doesn't happen anymore because you can't trust people. But I just so happen to be in the right place at the right time around the right people, and I did the right thing. So here I am today. And then just work people like, yo, you got, from the Jay-Z to Angie Martinez to everything that I sung, people like, yo, you got to hear this girl sing. And it was just word of mouth. That's the best marketing tool you can have in this industry anyway, because it's free. And as long as people ain't talking crazy about you, because people going to always have something to say, you just always want people to speak well of you. Then you deliver for all the people that spoke good, about you.
In the music industry, who do you look up to? Who inspires you as a singer?
It's a lot of people, but just to name like the first five, I would say like people like Fantasia. I like Fantasia. Sharice, who else? I'm asking my sister, who else I be listening to? John P. Kee, Karen Cartier, Kim Burrell. Who? I like Mindless Behavior and Demi Lovato. Believe it or not, it's like people that you at least expect. I just like people that I think, honestly, people would least suspect, because people always, I already love the Faith Evans, the Kelly Prices, the Cocos, the Mary J. Bliges, and stuff like that. But people that I listen to, like, before I hit the stage, my new song that I listen to, believe it or not, is Meek Mill's Dreams and Nightmares. It's something that, hold up, wait a minute, y'all thought I was finished? Man, that just gets me so amped, because people would love to count you out. But, when God is, don't make me shout. I'm about to shout in this daggone beauty salon. But he loves when people count you out, because then he turns the situation all around. And it all works out for the good of them that love the Lord, according to.
I know that's right.
I ain't lying. That is. And I heard my mother say that scripture for years. I'm like, oh my God. Well, she stopped saying it, but now I really am feeling the scriptures. Now I can actually live by them. When I was little, like 10 years old, and then Jesus wept. You ain't know what you was talking about, but when you just think about some of that stuff, like Jesus really cried and died for my wretched self. But his grace, yes, God.
Now, I do have a question to ask you. Are you working on any particular projects right now? Do you have a new album coming out? So when the TV show is over, you can, you got a new release coming. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I'm always working on music. I actually just did Teddy's Jam Part 4. Everybody like, what's that? I'm like, Teddy Riley.
Yep.
Every 10 years, I believe. No, well, not every 10 years. I forgot how many, every 5 years or whatever, he does one. So I'm on the fourth one. So they will call him. But it's not like what people think, because you remember Aaron Hall did Teddy Jam for me. But I'm singing. He was like, Mom, I want you to sing I want you to sing. Like, I want you to do an ad-lib that every R&B chick got to go back and listen to it 5 times but still can't get it. So since I was in Maryland and he was in Atlanta, I Skyped the whole session. And he was like, that's it. And I sent it back. Like, he works with Michael Jackson. Like, are you kidding me? So I'm working with Teddy Riley, and him and my husband are going to executive produce my next album, which I'm calling it V3 because a lot of people can't speak Latin. But my Latin album title is Via Veritas Vida, which is the way, the truth, and the light. So it's just basically the reality of being Lil Mo. And it's going to be really probably the most personable album that I've done to date. A lot of people, I love Based on a True Story. I love Paid to Paper. I love this. Well, you're going to love V3. And hopefully everything, the single that I sing on the show, on R&B Divas, should be in the finale because I cleared it. That's one of the good things about when you write your own songs. You can clear for TV and you don't have to, and you get a nice little check for that too. See, that's why people need to write songs when they be on shows. And I cleared it, so hopefully that makes it. But either way, the song is entitled L's Up to Stow Your Love in the Air for Lil Mo, and just putting your love in the air. So even though the song is significantly about my life and like me being in the industry, it's really a love song. Just saying like, yeah, we've been through it, but for some reason my love is still here. So that's called L's Up. We try to have that ready for when the show finale, so people could get, could get excited about everything. Because people do a reality show, then they start selling everything, hair, nails, clothes. I'm just like, I want to have some. It's rare that people can have music ready. So the fact that I'm an artist, I'm on a reality show, I'm gonna have some music ready for the same. Yep.
Now, did you say, I thought I heard you say you had a Latin album coming out. Is that what you said?
Who?
Did you say your album was going to be a Latin album?
No, the title is Latin.
Okay, the title. I was like, wait a minute.
Sleep. I can sing in Spanish. Don't sleep.
Okay. Well, you did on Angie Martinez. Contigo. Yeah, baby, vamos. Whatever she was saying in there, y'all was saying. Yep. But I remember that from her album. If people wanted to follow you on Twitter, what is your Twitter? Are you on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest?
Yeah, I'm on everything, and everything is connected to my phone, and everything is really me. So unless I get mad busy and they take my phone from me, I be doing my own tweeting, Facebook, and Instagram, and Vine, and everything is at The Lil Mo Show. TheLilMoShow, and my website will be up and running. Lord willing, we're going to try to go live as soon as the show airs on July 10th, and that's thelilmoshow.com. So everything is The Lil Mo Show. There's no way like you can miss it. It's got my face on it, and yeah.
When the Lil Mo Show. I know that's right. Well, I want to say thank you so much for coming on the show. I want to remind everyone to make sure that you tune into R&B Divas LA July the 10th, airing on TVOne 10 p.m. We want to make sure you all tune in.
Also, this is, I don't know if they told you, this is the first time TVOne is doing video on demand. So if they can't wait till the 10th because they so hype and, after church you ain't got nothing else to do, video on demand. Well, it'll be available for R&B Divas for the first episode. So that's another good tidbit of information. So on July 7th, they can order it on demand that day only, or you can wait till the 10th.
Oh, that's good. I didn't even know that.
Early, so you could be ahead. Yeah, I forgot they sent me the link. I was so pressed about and hyped about having all my hashtags set up for the 10th. I was just like, let me start promoting that video on demand because that counts as well as views and stuff. And the DVR it, just in case you ain't going to be home. Maybe you might have a dinner date or something. It comes at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Just tune in and get their life.
I know that's right. So, Lil Mo, I want to say thank you so much for coming on the show. You were a great guest, and I look forward to having you back on the show.
Yes, ma'am.